Have you ever wondered what happens when the pulpit becomes a political podium? Well, churches in Nigeria and Kenya have had enough. In a bold move that's shaking the very foundations of church-state dynamics, the Anglican Church in Nigeria has officially banned partisan political speeches during services. Kenya did it first, Nigeria followed swiftly, and the ripple effect might just reshape religious spaces globally. Like this video if you believe faith and politics need clearer boundaries. Subscribe, drop a comment below, and don't forget to follow this page for more grounded takes on faith, governance, and society. Let's start in Nigeria. The Church of Nigeria, Anglican Communion, led by Most Reverend Henry Odukaba, declared that no politician, no matter how influential, may use the church lectern, pulpit, or altar for political speeches. This followed a controversial incident where FCT Minister Nyesom Wike used a Thanksgiving service to deliver a fiery, partisan message. The church's response: a resounding no more. From now on, no endorsements, no political praise, and no campaign rhetoric, at least not from the pulpit. Now let's rewind a bit to Kenya. Back in March, the Anglican Church of Kenya, led by Archbishop Jackson O. Sapit, made a similar move. Their policy goes even further. Politicians are not allowed to speak inside the sanctuary at all. If they must address the congregation, it has to be outside, not in the sacred space. And any donations, quietly accepted, without fanfare. No name dropping, no grandstanding. Just worship. So, how do the two countries stack up? Nigeria bans speeches from consecrated spaces, like the pulpit or lectern, but allows attendance. Kenya goes a step further, barring political speech inside any sanctuary and discouraging public display of political gifts. Both are pushing back against a long history of churches being used as political launchpads, especially during election seasons. A mix of applause and suspicion. Many Nigerians have taken to forums like Neraland, praising the Anglican Church for reclaiming the sacredness of worship. One commenter said, "Long overdue, church isn't a political rally." But not everyone's convinced. Some fear politicians will just find other, less accountable churches to continue their messaging. And that brings us to an important question. Can this really stop political co-optation of religion, or just shift it elsewhere? These moves are part of a broader global trend. In Africa especially, churches have long played central roles in politics, sometimes for good, sometimes as instruments of power. But now, with mounting public distrust in both politicians and religious leaders, congregations are demanding a cleaner separation of the sacred and the political. This is a pivotal shift. What's emerging is a reassertion of prophetic witness. Instead of being cheerleaders for political elites, churches are refocusing on moral integrity, social justice, and community service. That's the church's original role, isn't it? Speaking truth to power, not cozying up to it. Imagine what faith communities could accomplish if they held every politician, regardless of party, to the same ethical standard. Of course, it's not all smooth sailing. There's real risk of political backlash. In authoritarian regimes, moves like this might be seen as defiance. Some governments could even attempt to silence or co-opt churches through legal threats or financial pressure. And some politicians, they might just start their own churches or align with fringe movements that allow political preaching unchecked. Looking ahead, the future of church-state relations may depend on how consistently these bans are enforced and how they are received by believers. Will churches double down and clean house, or will pressure from the state or money dilute their resolve? This may be one of the most important tests of spiritual integrity in our time. So now, over to you. Should politicians be allowed to speak in churches at all? Can the pulpit remain sacred in a world where everything is political? Or do bans like this only scratch the surface of a much deeper issue? Let's talk about it in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, And follow for more stories like this, because the line between faith and politics is thinner than we think, and it's time we talk about it.